Peace family. So I'm back with another one. Today what I want to do is I wanted to talk to my chosen ones about being around undisciplined people. That energy will rub off on you, you know. And what brought me to this subject today was just, thinking about and spiritually diving into how we are lit, light beings, light workers. We pass on and people attract that good energy, that sauce, that light from us. We also pick up habits and things from the beings around us as well too. So getting myself up today just kind of dove me into this subject a little bit more, because I realized, like, right now I got my alarms and I keep them set at 6 a.m. and I got one more at 6:30 just in case I missed that one, but I don't set anymore. But I realized this process for me has been about almost a full year of the 6 a.m. routine shift. When you are implementing disciplinary actions within yourself, so that way you can maneuver and manage everything else outside of you and within you a lot better, you'll have beings that surround you that you will allow in your space who are not as disciplined as you. And we have to understand, like, it even if you are vibrating at your highest frequency and you're around somebody at their lowest frequency, there is an energy exchange. And usually what happens is these, when the energy is exchanged, and I'll just use the narcissistic one because that's the word and title being used for the demons right now, they are understanding that they are getting a lot of fuel, a lot of energy. They are feeling healthy, better, recharged, rejuvenated. They're using our ideas. We're giving them ideas. They're getting all of this life poured into them just by being in our space, because that's the beings and the character that we are within. So why we have to pay so much when we're around these beings, not because of the ill intention shit they do, I'm just talking about the energy exchange. We are not receiving the correct dosage that we need to compensate for what they are pulling from us. So think about it like trying to go to sleep at nighttime and your body is not producing the right amount of medicine for your body to shut down. Could you imagine how weird that would be? Every night you're trying to sleep, but your body is not producing the chemicals you need to fall asleep. It's not producing the right amount. It has to get your dosages correct. So when we start understanding that, all right, whether I want to or not, this energy exchange is happening. When you are around somebody for a longer period of time, you tend to pick up some of their habits or traits, or some of their fruits, that's fell off of their being from within. So being around undisciplined people, right? I get up at 6 a.m. So if I'm around somebody who's undisciplined and they don't get up at 6 a.m., that means that I have to work harder at making sure that I'm still getting up at 6 a.m. And then I have to fight another eternal battle of not wanting to discipline myself because of the energy that I'm around. If the energy you're around is undisciplined, that means you're gonna have to fight harder to discipline yourself. That's no different than if you like walking and they like sitting. You're around somebody who likes to sit, you're gonna have to work harder in that energy space because they are a sitter and you are a walker. So all of it isn't always like a negative, bad exchange. It may be low vibrational, but all isn't always negative and bad. Some of it is just, it's awareness. Some of it is just awareness. It allows you to understand, okay, where you're vibrating at, where the other beings that you're around are vibrating at. And for me, it always makes me put more weight and put my own foot harder on my neck when these things are going on and I realize, all right, I'm around somebody that's more undisciplined. Or let's say I'm around somebody who drinks alcohol. I'm not a drinker. I'm a smoker. I'm a 420 smoker. So for me, when I'm around drinkers, sometimes I occasionally drink. You know why? Because I'm around drinkers. If I wasn't around drinkers, I would not be drinking occasionally. And it's not like I overindulge, you know, or I have blackout moments. I only experienced one blackout from drinking, and I think the creator always had control and access to my vessel to the highest degree. So even when I had my one blackout moment, when I turned 19 from drinking too much, I was still well behaved, even though I was unaware of what was going on from my brothers and the people that was around me, that was, you know, that was in the space when I was in that shit at that time. But after that, when my body like started taking in alcohol, or I was going to indulge too much, or I wanted to indulge a lot, my body would not allow me to. My body would not allow me to. It would automatically throw up and say, nope, nigga, you at your max. Ugh, get it out of there. I only experienced one blackout. I know some people say they drink all the time till they black out, and my spirit just doesn't allow me to not have control of my vessel, for me not to be aware. It was always like my spirit always told me that you have to be on point and alert as much as possible. And all of these things came from me figuring out ways to take all that unhealthy discipline from my sperm donor, my mom, my grandmother, you know, all these unhealthy tactics, for me to realize, okay, this is the shit I don't like, that's the shit I don't want to happen to me. I learned from those experiences, you know. That's one thing about me and about a lot of us, is we understand we don't have to experience everything. We can learn from others' experiences. So learning from others' experiences, I can see that when Tom and Jane are around each other, Jane always has Tom going to the nail salon. Tom would not go to the nail salon if Tom was not with Jane. He's exchanging energy with her. Part of the energy exchange, you know. And these are just on some simplified levels. But I was talking to some buddies when I was playing the game, right? And they get helpful information from me because I still talk like this with them, right? But then when I sit back and reflect after it's been a week or two, I'm like, all right, well, out of the conversations that I had with the fellas, what did I learn from it? I learned how to download a PSN app. Like, it's helpful information, but it's only helpful for the game and technology world, because I'm just thinking to myself, like, and as far as engaging with my associates when I leave the house. But I wouldn't have known about the PSN app if there wasn't an energy exchange between them. I didn't ask them for it. It's just us engaging. That was part of one of their fruits that spilled out. And it was like, oh, okay, well, I'm interested in that fruit. Can I pick this up? Yeah, cool. So when you walking, you gotta think about people is dropping fruits out their pockets. It's falling, it's falling, it's falling. But even when you go to the orchards, you don't just pick the first apple you see. You don't pick the first peach you see. You gotta look around. Most of them, they say you go up high to the tops. So when you go to the orchards, they even got the little clamp things that you can do to reach even higher, so you're not grabbing the ones that's just reachable. It's no different when people fruits falling out their pocket, you know? You're not grabbing the first piece of fruit you see. Oh, let me get that for you. Now a couple pieces fall, like that one got a hole in it. That one a little smushed. Oh, that one look juicy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, let me get this apple right here. You pick it up, look at it, you're like, what's up with this right here? Then they start explaining it to you. That's a piece of their fruit. That's an energy exchange. Everything doesn't always have to be, everything doesn't always come through your throat chakra. Everything will not always come through your throat chakra. Once we understand that, your throat chakra is like, it's like a physical gun or a physical knife. That's what this is. As long as you shut the fuck up, you don't really have your weapons out, even if you're standing on guard. Because most beings out here now is not gonna take that as what it is. They're gonna look at it and be like, oh, they're just being quiet. It's a whole lot more going on in the inside. But I say that to say about discipline is like, I know some of us is in-house with parents. siblings, friends, spouses, you know. And they may be some lazy motherfuckers or just some undisciplined motherfuckers in certain areas, you know. Maybe they always get up and cook, but they don't like the fucking sweep, you know. And then you used to be a sweeper, now all of a sudden you don't really sweep because you done had this energy exchange. You didn't realize that shit brushed over and spilled over to you, but it has. And these are the things that we gotta be mindful about being around people, you know what I'm saying? Some people you around, you wouldn't have watched certain shows if you wasn't around them. Like Stranger Things, I still never tapped into it. You know why? Because everybody else is watching it. I haven't even turned on 30-20 minutes of Stranger Things because everybody else is doing it. So when I see the masses doing shit, first thing I do is I get the fuck away from them. Hold on. And that's exactly how, what the fuck are y'all doing over there first? You know how in the movies, I'm just speaking for the movies, okay? You know how the movies, the white people run the noises, oh, what was that? Oh, and they out. Me, no, I'm going the opposite. And I'll ask questions later. Hey, y'all know what happened to Susan? Oh, she went to go check out the noise. Susan was stupid. Come on now, we learn from each other's experiences. Let's make sure we're taking the steps to push ourselves to keep disciplining ourselves, because it's not an easy process. Disciplining yourself is not a fucking easy process. And you understand that because even when you try to discipline other people, it's not the same, you know, even when you got kids or little people. I hate saying kids as baby goats. I'ma correct myself every time y'all hear me say that. I do this in real lifetime to the point to where I have my own daughter correcting me on things. She's like, Daddy, I got you. Yes, let's make it a game. Let's make it fun. I want self-awareness to be fucking fun. You know what I'm saying? It should be fun. It should be amazing. Like, people always talk about your hardest battle is with yourself. So you got to understand, when I come up here and I'm talking about some of my past and these experiences, they help me become aware of shit that I was doing and shit that I wasn't doing. So now I'm looking at myself like, oh, come on, nigga, you know you better than that. You know you can do more than that. You know you can add some more over there to this. Like, so it helps me challenge myself and discipline myself. I may not always jump up right away at 6 or 6:30. But I make sure spiritually I keep that foot on my neck. So even if my latest time I'm getting up is, let's say today, because I'm going to be honest, let's just say today, I roll around about 7:30, 8, because I didn't hear my alarm going off. Now for me, in my spirit world, I'm still pressing myself, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. And what I do is I start putting other things in front of me, what I have to do and what I should do immediately when I get up. And then I put my reward behind it afterwards. So it's like, all right, boom, boom, boom. As soon as you knock these out the way, you know what I'm saying? You can go ahead and take your medicine if that's what you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? You can go ahead and get in the kitchen and start getting your meal fixed if that's what you're going to do. You can go ahead and turn the game on and chop it up with some of your bros that's on the game if you want to. You know what I'm saying? But it's things that I have to implement in place because I'm the one that's applying the pressure on me. And when you're around people who are undisciplined, it's going to almost, on a percentage scale, right? If you're undisciplined, or let's say on a percentage scale, if your disciplinary is 40% and you're around somebody who disciplinary, they have none, they're at like a 2% discipline, you only at a 40. That's going to pull you even lower than where you are right now. So now imagine how hard it's going to be for you to start disciplining yourself. That's why it's easier for people to go to jobs, because you got the system telling you what to do. You know, you seeing the consequences right away, and it's somebody else that's applying the pressure. You apply the pressure on yourself and be mindful of what's going on in your space and around your space. You know what I'm saying? Tapping everything down below. Peace and love to the kings and queens.